Grade 7, this is Mrs. Lopez. Today we are working on lesson 18 in our module 3 for grade 7. More problems on area and circumference. Nothing new in this lesson. We're just practicing two formulas that we know, how to find the area and how to find circumference of a circle. You will see quarter of circles today, you will see half circles, and you will see some mixed shapes that we are going to practice with. So here we go, starting with the exercise 1. Find the area of a circle with the diameter of 42 centimeters. Use pi equals 22 over 7. So we are going to use the fraction for the pi today. Let's review how to find the area of a circle. We need to take that circle. If we have a circle, right now we have the diameter. The diameter is 42 centimeters. Our formula for the area of the circle is pi times radius squared. Radius squared is when we multiply radius by itself, not by 2, but by itself. So for that, we need to find the radius. We have diameter, we do need the radius. So diameter is twice the radius. So to find radius, we will multiply the diameter by 1/2, right? So when we divide 42 by 2 or multiply by 1/2, we are going to get 42, we are going to get 21 centimeter, right? So now we are just looking for the area by substituting the 22/7 for the pi and 21 for the r. So 22 over 7, we are multiplying by 21 over 1, and one more time by 21 over 1. That is your radius squared, radius times itself. We can simplify 21 and 7 by dividing both numbers by 7. 7 will turn into 1, 21 will turn into 3. So right now what you will need to do is to multiply 22 by 3 by 21. I'm going to get my calculator for that to make it faster. 22 times 3 times 21 equals 1,386. 1,386 centimeters squared. That is going to be our answer. Pretty easy. Number 2, the circumference of a circle is 9 pi centimeters. So here we have the circumference, not the area. We need to find the diameter, radius, and the area. Okay, so right now the circumference is 9 pi. And we also know that circumference can be found by multiplying diameter by pi. If we have the pi as a pi, 9 has to be the diameter, right? 9 times pi, diameter times pi. So 9 pi equals diameter pi. From there, 9 equals the diameter. So the diameter is going to be 9 centimeters. The radius is going to be half the diameter, right? Radius is 1/2 of the diameter, which is 1/2 times 9, which is 4 and 1/2. To find the area, we are going to multiply, and here they don't specify what to multiply by, but I'm looking at circumference and I see pi used as a letter, so I'm going to stick with the pi as a letter. To find the area, I need to multiply pi by radius squared, which is pi times 4 and 1/2, and times again 4 and 1/2. We can't multiply mixed numbers, we need to change them into improper fractions. So I will have pi times 9/2 times 9/2. There's nothing I can simplify, so I'm going to just multiply pi over 1 by 81/4. 9 times 9, 81. 2 times 2 is 4. From here, I can divide 81 by 4 and I will get 20 and 1/4 multiplied by pi. 20 and 1/4 pi centimeters squared. Okay, that is our answer for this problem. So knowing circumference, we can find the diameter, radius, and the area, which is pretty cool. Okay, this is our answer for the problem number 1. Number 3. So here we have a semicircle. Find the area of the following semicircle. And we need to use the fraction 22/7 for the pi. So what we are going to do, we will write the formula for the area of the circle, pi times radius squared. But now since this is half a circle, then I'm going to multiply my formula for the circle by 1/2. I'm looking at this semicircle right here, and the diameter of this semicircle is 14 centimeters. So to find the radius, I'm going to divide 14 by 2 or take 1/2 of 14, which is 7, right? So area would equal 1/2 times pi is 22/7. Radius is 7, so times 7 and times 7 again because we are using radius squared. 7/1. One of these 7's I can simplify with the denominator 7. So now what I have left is 1/2 times 22/1 times 7/1. That's all that is left. So again, I can simplify 22 and 2 to make it easier. 2 will become 1, 22 will become 11, and 11 times 7 is 77. And we will have centimeters squared. Okay, area of the quarter circle, our next one. And here we have the radius. All right, so for the area, I'm going to use the same formula, pi times radius squared. But now since I'm working with a quarter circle, I'm going to use the same formula multiplied by 1/4 because all I need is a quarter of what I get for the whole circle. Okay. All right, so 1/4, our pi is 22/7, so 22/7. The radius is 6, and I'm using it twice. 6/1 times 6/1. Okay, now I can simplify 22 and 4 by 2. 22 will become 11, 4 will become 2. But I can also simplify 6 and 2. 2 will become 1, 6 will become 3. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply 11 by 3 by 6 in the numerator, and I have 7 left in the denominator. So I will go 33 times 6 is 198. 198 sevenths. All I have left is to divide that by 7, and I will get 28 as a whole number. And let me see, 28 times 7 is 196, so I have 2 sevenths left. Okay, and that is going to be the centimeters squared. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Number 5. Michael created a flower bed that is semicircular in shape. The diameter of the flower bed is 5 meters. What is the perimeter of the flower bed, and what is the area of the flower bed? Okay, this is a tricky question because here we have the semicircular flower bed. Not a very good semicircle. Sorry about that. What we have here is the diameter which is 5 meters. The formula for the circumference is diameter times pi. Because we are working with semicircle, it's going to be 1/2 diameter times pi. Now, after we find the circumference of this semicircle, we need to find the perimeter of the flower bed altogether. So that goes back into our lesson 16 when we found the circumference of the arc, but we also need to find the whole thing. So we need to add that 5 meters to the circumference that we will get. So perimeter will equal circumference of semicircle plus diameter. Okay, so now that we know what to do, we're going to use all the numbers that we need. We are using 3 and 1400ths for the pi. So we will get 1/2 or 0.5 if you want to use the decimals. 1/2 times 5 for the diameter and 3 and 1400ths for the pi. Okay, so 5 times 3 and 1400ths and multiplied by 1/2. That is 7 and 8500ths. Okay, now to find the perimeter, we will add that 7 and 8500ths to the diameter, which is 5. So here I will have 7 and 85 plus 5 equals 12 and 8500ths, and the units are going to be meters. That is the perimeter. Now let's look at the area. The area for half a circle is going to be half of pi times radius squared, right? So we will take 1/2 multiplied by 3 and 1400ths, and we are going to multiply a radius. We don't have the radius, so we will need to find that radius by dividing 5 by 2, and it's going to be 2.5. And 2.5 again, because that is radius squared, right? Okay, so we are multiplying 5/10 or 1/2 by 3 and 1400ths by 2.5 and by 2.5 again. That is 9 and 8,125 10,000s meters squared. Now, we probably want to round it to the nearest tenth, maybe. So approximately 9 and 8/10 meters squared. That will be easier for us to read it. Okay. Number 6, find the area of the shaded region. Use 22/7 for pi. In the shaded region, I see that this is a quarter of the circle shaded, so I'm going to use the formula for the area of the circle, and I'm going to take 1/4 of it, which is multiplying by 1/4. We also have 12 inches for the radius of that circle. So area equals 1/4 times pi, which is 22/7, and the radius is 12, and since we need it squared, we will use it twice. 1, 1. Okay, so let's see if we can simplify anything. So 4 and 12 I can simplify by 4. 4 will turn into 1, 12 will turn into 3. There is nothing else I can simplify, so I'm going to take the calculator and I'm going to multiply 22 by 3 and by 12 in the numerator. So 792, 792, and that will be sevenths. So now what I want to do is to simplify 792 sevenths and change it into a mixed number. For that, I'm going to divide 792 by 7, and I will get 113 as a whole number. Now when I multiply 113 by 7, I will get 791. I have 792 here, so I know that there is a 1 as a remainder, 1/7 inches squared. Okay. Number 7. The figure shows a circle inside a square. If the radius of the circle is 8 centimeters, find the following and explain your solution. We know the radius of the circle, which is from the center to the outside, and that is 8 centimeters. Okay, so we need to find circumference of the circle, and to find circumference of the circle, I will need to multiply diameter by pi. I don't have diameter, I have radius. To find diameter, I will double the radius. So it will be 16, and I'm going to assume 3 and 1400ths for the pi. Okay, and just we'll use the calculator for that. 16 times 3 and 1400ths is 50 and 2400ths. 50 and 2400ths, and that is in centimeters. Now area of the circle. For the area of the circle, I'm using formula radius squared times pi, or pi times radius squared. So 3 and 1400ths, I'm multiplying by 8 and by 8 again, since I'm using radius squared. So on the calculator, I'm going to multiply 64, which is 8 times 8, times 3 and 1400ths, and that is 296 hundredths. 296 hundredths centimeters squared. The last one here, I need to find the area of the square, which is different than the area of the circle. If I look at the picture, I see that the half of the side of a square is 8, so whole side of the square will be the diameter of the circle, which is 16, right? And to find the area of the square, I simply need to multiply side by side. So that will be 16 times 16, and 16 squared is going to be 256 centimeters squared. Okay. Okay, so now here we have a complex shape that we will work with. Number 8. Tina is designing a new set of placemats for her dining room table. She sketched a drawing below. Each square represents 4 inches in length and the area of the placemat. Okay, so right now we see the placemat that consists of a rectangle and 2 semicircles that make one full circle. You also, it's hard to see for you, so I kind of pointed out the squares around that this placemat is drawn on. So in length, the placemat is 5 squares long, and in the width, it's only 2 squares. Now let's think inches. Each square represents 4 inches. So this is 4 inches, this is 4 inches, this is 4 inches, 4 inches, and 4 inches. So 4 inches times 5 squares is going to be 20 inches. And here I have 4 and 4, which is 8 inches. Okay, now let's look at the radius of the circle. Radius of the circle is right here. Its radius of the circle is the same as radius of the semicircle, right? It's 1 square, which is 4 inches. Okay. That's pretty much all I need to know. So let's see. Also, the length of this rectangle is 3 squares long, which is 12 inches in length. All right. Um, the height of the rectangle is the same as the height of our placemat, which is 8 inches. Okay, so now to find the area of the whole placemat, I need to find the area of the rectangle, I need to find the area of the whole circle or 2 semicircles, and add them all together. So my strategy is to find the area of the placemat by combining the area of the rectangle and the area of the full circle. Area of a full circle is going to be 2 areas of the semicircles. I'm going to just use 1 full circle. Okay, to find the area of the rectangle, I simply need to multiply length by width. Area of the rectangle is 8 times 12. 8 times 12. And 8 times 12 is 96. 96 inches squared. To find the area of the circle, I'm going to use the formula pi times radius squared, which is 3 and 14 hundredths. Radius is going to be 4 inches, right? So 4 times 4 again. We're using 3 and 14 hundredths and multiplying it by 16, and that is 50 and 24 hundredths inches squared. Okay, so all I need to do now is to add the rectangle and the circle together. 96 plus 50 and 24 hundredths is going to be 24 hundredths here, 6 and 14. So 146 and 24 hundredths inches squared. 146 and 24 hundredths inches squared for the whole area of the placemat. If Tina wants to make 6 placemats, how many square inches of fabric will she need? Okay, so we know that we will have a placemat with the area of 146 and 24 inches squared. So that is for one. I need 6 of them. So all I need to do is to multiply 146 and 24 hundredths by 6. 146 and 24 hundredths. I'm multiplying that by 6 and 46. So that will be 877 and 44 hundredths square inches. Okay, so we need to buy Tina will need, we can't have 44 square inches hundredths, so we will have to add 1 square inch up, right? So she will need to buy 878 square inches of fabric. Okay, last one. Tina decides that she wants to sew a contrasting band of material around the edge of the placemats. How much band material will she need? Okay, so here we have our placemat again, and to find the band around the edges, that is what we call perimeter, right? To find the perimeter, we need to find the outside distance of the entire shape. I know that here we have 12 inches and here we have 12 inches. So 12 and 12. But we don't know what that is going to be, this distance right here. But this distance is also known as circumference of the circle. We have half the circle here, half the circle here. Two half circles is one full circle altogether. So what I need to do is to find circumference of the circle and then add 12 and 12 to it to complete the entire shape. Okay, so circumference of the circle is going to be diameter times pi. We have the radius, which is 4 inches. Diameter is going to be 8 inches, right? So it will be 8 times 3 and 14 hundredths. 8 times 3 and 14 hundredths is going to be 25 and 12 hundredths, and that is inches. So right now we found these two distances around the sides of our placemat. All we need to do now is to add 12 and 12, which is 24, to what we have here. So we will write 25 and 12 hundredths plus 24 for the two sides here. And that will give us 49 and 12 hundredths inches. Okay, we can't buy 12 hundredths, so we will need all 50 inches. She needs 50 inches of band material. Okay, that is all in lesson 19. Please message me if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will talk to you in the next class.